Last year, I made a post, a video. It was around October, saying how I had met this lady in the sun. Yes, the sun. I was outside meditating and grounding. She ended up telling me her name was Sincera, and she was from a place called Sincere or Sincerity. Yes, Sincerity. And which pretty much what she told me was it was the origin of all truth. And so when I saw her, she had gave me this gift in which the video last year I explained it creeped me out. I'm not even gonna even exaggerate. It creeped me out so bad I like broke contact and I ran in the house and I didn't go outside for a few days. I didn't go outside for a few days after that. So I was like in my head thinking, and I'm like, trying to talk to spirit, like, was this legit? Like, can I trust her? Or, like, did I imagine this? Like, is this the part of like the spiritual psychosis that people like be talking about? Like, once you reach a certain point in your spirituality, like, you lose your mind. I'm like, am I there? Like, it was just so much going through my head. And so, spirit told me, like, what is like, she was teaching me too at the same time about discernment and how how to use it, and just the ins and outs about it. Like, I've heard about it and knew the definition, but to actually like use it in like real time, and that's what she just wanted me to do. So she was like, I'm not going to tell you the answer, I want you to trust your gut. So then I didn't go outside for a few more days after this because in my gut it was telling me, and my heart was telling me, like, go back outside and make connection again. But then at the same time, Christianity, like, creep back in my head, like, I'm not, like, maybe I'm doing something wrong, like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, I've never heard, like, someone else speak of something like this before. So I'm just, like, in my head about a lot of things, right? So then finally, I trusted my gut and I went back outside. And so when I went back outside, I started, just walking around barefoot like I normally do, touching and talking to the trees and the flowers and whatever bugs I see. So I'm just doing that. And then I was like, all right, time to face the sun. So I turned back to the sun, started staring at it, just eyes wide open. And then that place appeared again. It was like the sun opened up like a little portal. And like it was like it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like a place inside of a place. So that's where she was. And like when I saw through the sun, the sky was even a different color. The sun was like a pink and like a pinkish background. She was on the sand. She had on like this white head wrap, like a half white t-shirt and like this long skirt, like a long white skirt, and like dark skin. She was like really beautiful, and she was just like doing like this little pose like this, and she was just beautiful, and I just like stared at it. And when she saw me, she just looked at me again and she smiled. And this was after I had already ran out and came back, a few days later. So I apologize. I told her, like, I'm sorry if I offended you. Like, I didn't mean to do it. If I did, I'm like, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before. I've never experienced anything like this. And fear got the best of me. And I hid. And I was like, but I feel in my heart, I feel in my gut. Like, I just feel like with everything in me, like, it's just something drawing me to you that I can trust you. And I was like, I trust you. So, and then like also like we were talking telepathically. So anyway, so she just looked at me and she's still smiling, and then she just reaches over and she hands me like this blue, I mean like this necklace. It was like diamonds and like this big blue sapphire in the middle, and she just handed it to me, and I'm just like, for me? And she just like, nodded like, take it, like it's for you. And then I'm just like, it's like, it looked like it was worth lots and lots of money. And I'm like, she's just giving this to me. And I'm just like, what did I do, like, to deserve like this type of gift? And I'm just like, thank you. So I took it. It may sound crazy, but I took the gift. And then so after that, it's just like more of her world started opening up to me, and I could see more of the background. And so they were like, it was the beach, but then to like the left side, there was like this huge building. And I mean, it was huge from the outside. I couldn't tell you like how tall it was. It was huge. So, like taller than skyscrapers, huge. And, but anyway, so that was all that I can see, like with that session, like I guess all I was permitted to see. So then, like every day, I would go outside. Now I'm excited. I got a new friend, Sincera. Like she's nice. She gave me a gift, and all this other stuff. So it was just the same setting. She just be on the beach doing like little yoga poses, I believe. I'm not sure, but they remind me like kind of like the Egyptian carvings, like you'll see on the walls, like those type of poses. Like that's what she was doing. But it looks like yoga too, so. But I want to go with like the Egyptian because that's what it was just given. So, anyways, but after that, I've been having dreams. Like this happened last year. So, like, even to this year, I still been having dreams about the place and the lady, Sincera. And so, like, in my dreams, they've been like really vivid, in which I've come to the understanding. That's why, like, I just keep saying, like, dreams are never just dreams. Like, we travel through our dreams to different realms and dimensions, um, through spirit. But anyway, so my dreams of lately, we went inside the building. I'm not sure like how we got in. Like I didn't like have any recollection of that. But inside the building, like I told you, like it's really tall. So the lady, back to her, uh, and I just say the lady and the other people because there was more people inside. Like she was the only one outside, but then there was like a lot of more people inside, and everybody just walking around, just just doing them. And like the hallways were like they're so long, like imagine like the longest road that you can think in the world. It was longer than that. It was long, long hallways, and the ceilings was just so tall. It's like you can even imagine trying to even climb it or get it. Like, how was it even constructed? Like I pictured giants, like, and this is like bigger than like giants. Like, I don't even know how to explain how big this place was, but it was enormous. So, and then the lady, back to her, she was about, I'll say like maybe, I want to say like 9 or 10 feet tall, like around there. Cause like she wasn't, like she was taller than me, like, and it was like very noticeable, like the difference in her height or whatever. And then like she was, like I said, dark complected. And she was really like everybody there was really slender. Like it's like everybody was just the same size. And then they all wore white. And then like even the men, like they had on like these white robes, and all of their none of them showed their feet. So I'm not sure like if they've had like the same kind of feet that match their body, because I've been to places where I've seen people that's like got a human face and then an animal body, or like an animal face in a human body. No joke. And like I, as promised, like I'm gonna get around to showing you guys my sketchbooks, the stuff that I tried to draw out to show like what these other interdimensional people look like, or what I could draw out. But anyways, the lady, anyway, she was really tall and slender. I'd say about 10 foot, 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. No, but no, she was really tall though, really tall, and everybody was just tall and slender. And they all talk, use telepathy. Sorry. I don't know why I'm tired. I just woke up like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours ago, and I was sleeping all day. Excuse me. Okay. So anyway, so then we're walking down the hallway, and then oh yeah, so walking. So it was like okay. even me, like I wasn't using my feet to walk, I was levitating. And we all were just levitating, but it was close to the ground as if like where your feet would be, but just like slightly higher up than that. But we were just levitating, just gliding down the hallway, and everybody was just, da da da. I even passed this one lady in the hallway, and she was reading a book, and she just glanced over at me. She said, "Oh my gosh, she's pretty," and I was like, didn't I at first before I understood like telepathy and things like that? I'm like, did I just think that to myself and understood like that was her talking to me, but and then also in this place of truth, like everybody's like true intentions like are revealed like at all times. Like there are like no secrets there. And it's like whatever you think it's like is spoken aloud. Like I just how it was. So everybody there was just this honest people. It was just a place of truth. So anyway, so we go down the hallway. And then she opens this door. It's like the doors were just big. They was like two. I'm not sure if it was wood or like what kind of wood, but it was like a reddish uh, wooden door, and they had like these golden, like these big golden handles to it on both sides. So she goes and just pushes it open, and like these doors was, the lady was like 10 foot tall, like 10, 12 foot tall. And then the doors was like double her size. And then she just pushes these big doors open. And then when you go in, there was books everywhere. I thought I was in heaven, like no joke. And that's like one of the reasons I love Beauty and the Beast, just to watch the part where she's like gliding on a ladder, and then just all those books there. This always made me excited. And you guessed it. You guessed it. I always got those pizza coupons from Pizza Hut for reading the most books. But I love books. Oh, funny story about books. I'm speaking about that. I was about like in the fifth grade, so I was like maybe 10 years old. And my mom, like, she used to always take us to the library, and I was so excited every time to go use my library card because it was like something I had with my name on it, and I slapped that thing down like an EBT card. No, I'm just kidding, but I like food stamps. No, but no, I would be so happy to go use my library card. So at this time, they had those. It was like a kit, so it'll be like a book, but it's got the audio cassette too. So when I got it, I knew that we didn't have the audio cassette, but I thought I could just still read the book. But it was just pictures. It was just one of those read alongs. But I was so hopeful, like my mom would get me this cassette player. So when it was time to take the book back, I had got other books too. So I hid that one. And it was a space book. It was all about like the planets, the space, like the stars. And I just wanted to hear it so bad. But it was time to take them back. So I hid the book under my pillow, and I got the rest of them. I was like, "You got all the books?" I was like, "Yeah, take them back." And the lady was like, "Oh, you missing the book?" I said, "Oh man, I must have left it at home." And I was like, "Oh, we'll bring it back." And then we end up forgetting about it like over time. So, but I didn't. She did. But I still had this book. Like, I'm getting a cassette player or whatever. But my mom ended up giving me one of those CD players. But anyways, but I had that book, and then I tried taking it back when I was like, I got my first like summer job when I was 14. And so it was weighing on my conscience like all those years, like I was a thief. I stole this book. Like, what if somebody else wanted to rent it out? I just took away somebody else's opportunity. So like the guilt got to me. Like it built up so bad. So when I was 14, I went to the public library, like the big library. So to me, in my head, that's like the jail of all libraries, right? So I go take the book back, and I tell the lady like I stole this when I was 10. I'm like, I'm willing to pay like whatever money. Like I just got a job and cash my first check. Like da 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 da. And she was like, when did you rent the book out? So she looked at it, and then she was like, whatever she said, like anything after like so many years, it don't get held against you or something. It's not considered lost or stolen no more, or lost no more, or not returned or something. She was like, you have a clear debt. a clear slate or whatever. But the guilt was still like, huh. And I'm like, what? Like, and then I'm trying to give her this book, and she was like, you might as well keep it. And I had it for some years after that, but I don't remember when it happened to it. That was so random. But anyways, back to my original story. I don't know why that sidebar story just came to my head. But we go into this place, and I mean, there's books everywhere, and as high as that place was, as high as those books went, and I just couldn't believe where I was at. And it was just like little tables with lamps and chairs. They was just everywhere, and it was a huge room, and I'm just like, I couldn't even speak, and I'm just like, wow. So like every dream that I would have like concerning that place is like more and more would be get revealed to me. So just the other day, I had a dream about this place because I still didn't know where it was at. I'm still thinking like this is sincere in a place of sincerity or whatever. So that's what I just assumed. Like maybe it's just a sincere building. So I just never asked any questions. So finally, the other night, I had was in my dream, and in my dream, I had a dream about another dream that I had where my grandma was teaching me about energy. Like everything like that I've learned thus far has been like from like the spiritual ancestors and things like that. And then of course I'll do my own sidebar research as well, but they tell me, guide me with a lot of stuff that I do know. And then just help me remember stuff that I have known, like past life stuff that I might have forgotten. So my grandma, when she was teaching me about energy in this dream, like this is a past dream, like last like 2-3 years ago. And in the dream, she like showed up to me because when my grandma passed, she was like in her 60s. But when she showed up to me in my dreams, she was like in her 20s, like maybe 20, and like really pretty, like nice hair, dressed like she's gonna go out, like, and have a good time, like, just. And I never would have thought like that's my grandma, but then that's just me close minded, just having to remember that they was once young too, that they did not start off as old people. Like, and I had to just remember that. But she didn't trick me, but she was just pretty much just like testing me to start asking questions. So that's when the spirit as well was teaching me about discernment and things like that, and how to see it in my friends and like all this other stuff. So my grandma, she finally was like, it was something that happened in one of my dreams. And then I finally asked, like, who even are you? Like, how do you fit into our family? And she's like, wow, like I thought you would never ask. And then she told me like who she was. And I'm like, no, you're not. I mean, you don't, I mean, that's not my grandma, and da 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 da. And she's like telling me like how energy transforms, and like she was like telling me think about the Star Wars episode when it's just a lot of stuff, but like energy. And that's when I started making my videos about like how energy can be housed. uh it can't be created or destroyed, it just is, right? And I just made a couple of videos just trying to explain that too, and that's what kind of like started this little bicycle for me on this trail that I'm on now with this stuff and the chakras and all these other things. So anyway, so I finally asked the lady because my grandma just told me like ask questions, like just because you're experiencing it and it may feel familiar, just still ask questions. And she's like, didn't I always teach you that if you don't know something, ask? There's never like no such thing as a stupid question. And I'm like, you right, G-Ball. And I'm like, all right. So I had that, like a recollection of that dream inside of this current dream where she's telling me this. So I finally asked the lady, Sincera, I said, what is this place? And then she just smiled at me and she said, this is the Akashic Record Hall, like where everybody consciousness is stored, like any thoughts like that you think, like any dreams that you dream up. And like as I explained earlier, like before, in previous videos, if you've seen them, that the Akashic Library is stored in the throat, right? And then that got me to thinking too, the larynx, aka the voice box, that's where I was at. Like, that is the form of truth. And then the voice box is protected by the Adam's apple, which is also protected by another layer, which is protected by another layer and another layer and another layer. Huh. But it's like everybody's story. And so, what, as I was explained to, like, anybody has access to go to that library. It's just like a library for everyone. But oh man, I just can't, like, I just keep getting sidetracked because, like, just even talking about it and just like reflecting, I just can't believe that this is real. This is real. And like, I just travel to different places and see different things, but I had no idea. I've never even heard of like the Akashic Records or anything until, like, I think it was like last year, however year it was. I was online and it randomly popped up on Google, and it was nothing about what I was talking about or anything. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I was guided to this page. So I clicked on the link, and it was like, oh, sign up for this course for like $150, take it at your own pace, and you'll get accredited. And then so I'm like, okay. And then like it started talking about like what the Akashic Records was, and then how it was stored in the neck, and things like, I'm telling you, I just read the syllabus for that page, and like I paid for the course, read the syllabus, and never went back. Not that I didn't want to complete it. It's just like I read it, and then it's like I just remembered. It's just like I just needed a reminder. But man, like, has anybody else had like any of these type of experiences? Like, traveled, like, because we all astro project, whether you realize it or not. Like, anytime like you daydream, you're astro projecting, because the program was designed to where if you're awake, you're supposed to be awake, but if you're awake and you're daydreaming, a part of your mind went to sleep, right? So that's you still kind of getting out of the matrix too, daydreaming. And that's why I say, like, the imagination is a spiritual place as well. It's just so much about the human body that fascinates me. And I don't know what's up with these random late night talks, but I was just gonna lay here and just watch a movie, and then I just decided just to share that. But if anybody else had like any of these similar experiences, I'm dropping my ancestor money. Got the Malcolm X $1 million bills. I got like 17 of these, and I have them just to honor my ancestors. I think I just dropped a couple of bills, but they gonna turn up. And I try to do anything to honor my ancestors, and that's part of the reason why I'm on this trail that I'm on, because in a time that they lived in, they couldn't really speak their truth. It was taken from them, from the system that built this world now. And then we've been indoctrinated into this system, but we were called the chosen generation for a reason. Like, we had to go through the same curses that they had to go through, but the point of us going through that curse, we like, oh hell no. And then that's why we've been breaking our generational curses and bloodline curses that's been put on us and holding us back. In doing so, it helps our ancestors. And then some people say like, oh, you're not supposed to talk to the dead, or oh, I had an ancestor that passed away and they never came and saw me, like, they this and the other. So first, your spirit too, your spirit and your flesh. So you're a spirit talking to a spirit. Let that resonate. That's one. Two, what was the second thing I said? This movie is so good. I'm watching Detective D. It's like a little martial arts movie. Lost train. Oh, not supposed to talk to the dead. Oh yeah, and then the ancestors. Thank you. And then their ancestors not coming to visit them. You also have to keep an account too that your ancestors, they were once people too, and they were human as well. They had human experiences, human emotions, right? So if they passed on and they still had unresolved issues, they're not going to want to come and face you or come and see you. Like, that's like, how do you feel when you have an attitude? Like, you don't want to be bothered. You don't want to be around people. Some people just want to be left alone. And you just never know if that's just one of them or just what have you. But they have access to see you and watch you and all this other stuff. And speaking of watching, I'm not even going to get into that right now. It's already a 25-minute video. But that's just all I wanted to share, that I visited the Akashic Records, the Akashic Library through the spiritual realm. It's a really amazing place.